Welcome to the 700 Club. First, we go to Israel, where the message is, stay strong, survive. That's the message the parents of an American hostage are sending their son after Hamas released a video showing him alive.
As his parents plead for the release of all the hostages held by Hamas, anti-Israel protests continue to spread on U.S. college campuses. CBN's Chris Mitchell reports.
Protesters clashing with police at the University of Texas as officers move in, arresting dozens. At USC, nearly 100 demonstrators were taken into custody. As the protests spread to more college campuses across America, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu railed against the anti-Semitic and anti-American rioters.
Anti-Semitic mobs have taken over leading universities. They call for the annihilation of Israel. They attack Jewish students. They attack Jewish faculty. When you listen to them, it's also because they say not only death to Israel, death to the Jews, but death to America. And this tells us that there's an anti-Semitic surge here that has terrible consequences.
Netanyahu added a warning about this exponential rise in anti-Semitism.
We have to stop anti-Semitism because anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine. It always precedes larger conflagrations that engulf the entire world.
Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and several colleagues came to witness the upheaval at Columbia. He called on Columbia's president to resign if she can't get the campus under control immediately.
As Speaker of the House, I am committing today that the Congress will not be silent as Jewish students are expected to run for their lives and stay home from their classes hiding in fear.
Johnson also threatened to stop federal funds to universities that don't create a safe environment for Jewish students. Dr. Michael Widlansky, an alumnus of Columbia and Middle East analyst, told CBN News his former campus reminds him of Germany in the 1930s.
It's Nazi Germany. It starts with delegitimizing somebody, trying to browbeat them into the ground, to scare them to staying in their holes, their huddles, their caves, so that they won't come out. It's the time that my father went through in Europe. His whole family was wiped out by Nazis. We know what Nazis can do. We know what this can lead to.
The protesters call Israel an apartheid state and accuse the government of committing genocide in Gaza for its war on Hamas, after the terror group killed 1,200 Israelis on October 7th and still hold more than 100 hostages. Wednesday, Hamas released a propaganda video showing one of those still in captivity, American Hersh Goldberg-Polin. In a video, his parents expressing relief to see their son alive and encouraging him to endure.
Hersh, if you can hear this, we heard your voice today for the first time in 201 days. And if you can hear us, I am telling you, we are telling you, we love you, stay strong, survive.
Meanwhile, the UN is calling for an investigation into accusations of mass graves around Gaza hospitals that saw intense fighting recently. Israel released a statement that the claims are baseless. Hamas has also proposed a 5-year ceasefire if a two-state solution is implemented. But Israel steadfastly rejects the idea of a Palestinian state. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, I've said it before, and I just think I need to say it again. When you accuse Israel of being an apartheid state, of trying to commit genocide in Gaza, you have turned the truth onto its head. The only country in the Middle East where Christians are growing is Israel. The population of Christians in Israel is growing. The only place where it's safe to be Druze. You can be Muslim and walk the streets of Tel Aviv in perfect safety. Now, contrast that with Gaza before October 7th. If you were Jewish, you would be killed. If you're Jewish and you go to Ramallah, there's signs right outside the city that the IDF says, don't go here because we can't guarantee your safety. Go back to 1948 when Israel declared its independence. Suddenly, it became illegal to be Jewish and be in the Middle East. In Iraq, it was a capital crime to be Jewish. If you were discovered, you would be hung. What kind of apartheid state is that? You're not even allowed to exist. Now, the genocide is solely on the part of the Palestinians. When you hear the slogan, from the river to the sea, what that means is Israel needs to be wiped off the map and every Jew killed. That's genocide. What is happening in Gaza today is entirely because of Hamas. They attacked Israel. Israel is defending itself. If you care for the citizens of Gaza, if you care for the innocent children there, the entire pressure should be put on Hamas. Will you release all the hostages? Will you unconditionally surrender and lay down your arms? Will you allow peace to govern Gaza instead of this radical Muslim ideology that calls for the extermination of Jews? That's the reality, that's the truth, and that's what should be protested. And here in America, have we forgotten? There are American hostages in these tunnels. Let us please bring our people home. Everything should be dedicated to that. Instead, we have the UN launching useless investigations accusing Israel of war crimes. Well, where's the investigation of Hamas? Where's the investigation of UNRWA, the UN relief agency that has been funding instruction in terrorism, had terrorists on their payroll? Where's that investigation? Where's the investigation of our own State Department that was reinstated funding for UNRWA? Do we not understand that that funding went into rockets and went into weapons so that Hamas could attack Israel? Let's put the truth back in place and stop this nonsense, because it is absolute nonsense. Well, later in the show, we're going to be speaking to a survivor of the October 7th attack. You'll have eyewitness testimony of what happened on that day.